What's up, YouTube? This is Red Zone 101. As always, God bless and peace. Hey guys, know it's been a minute since I posted a video, especially with my less lethals, but really haven't bought any new ones, so really didn't have much to share with you. But there is a topic that's been coming up on the internet, especially on YouTube, that I'm seeing more and more, and I wanted to address it. How much power do you need for a less lethal? Okay. Reason I'm saying this, if you see, you see all the time where people are talking about, well, my less lethal has 40 joules. My less lethal has 50 joules. And what I wanted to talk about is when you're talking less lethal, the reason why, first of all, I hope everyone is doing well out there. And as always, God bless and peace. Okay. Now, let's talk about less lethals. The reason why these are called less lethals is because they're not this right here. They're not a firearm. Mine is loaded. I am carrying it. It's in my holster, safely away. The reason why people choose a less lethal over something like a firearm that I have is because, like the name implies, they want to be less lethal. Firearms are designed for penetration, okay? You're trying to hit vital organs. You're trying to shut the body down to stop the person from doing what they're doing. Whether shutting them down or putting them down, deterring, you get what I'm saying, okay? Firearms have the potential to be lethal. They're meant to be lethal. And that's why when you're using one, you have to make sure that you're in imminent danger, meaning your life is being threatened, your family's life, and it's a judgment call. Because once you take that firearm out and you pull that trigger, you can't take that back, okay? And there's a higher chance of them being lethal, talking about a firearm. And some people are trying to be less lethal. They want something that's going to deter the threat, stop the threat, but not terminate the threat. That's why people choose less lethals. But what I'm seeing more and more is people want what are called so-called less lethals, and they're called less lethals because they're less lethal. Not as lethal as a firearm. Doesn't mean that less lethals can't be lethal or cause somebody to be terminated, okay? Let's use for that word, okay? Killed, all right? But they're designed to hurt, but not kill, to deter, all right? That's why people choose less lethals over a firearm. They don't want to terminate the threat. They want to deter the threat, but they don't want to terminate the threat. You get what I'm saying? So again, when you start messing with less lethals and up the power capacity, okay? Meaning how hard they're going to hit, how much force they're going to hit with, then you're making your less lethal less. You're making a less than less lethal, okay? The possibility for, let's say, someone to be critically injured goes up, okay? So if you're looking for a less lethal, why would you keep trying to up the power, okay? Now, if you're looking for something that's, let's say that you're somebody who can't own a firearm for whatever reason, but legally you can own something like a less lethal here, okay? But you want something that's going to be almost on par with a firearm. Then I could understand wanting something that's going to have, let's say, 30, 40, 50 joules, okay? And I don't have a problem with that, okay, if that is your reasoning. But if your reasoning is that I want something that's less lethal, I don't want to terminate the threat, when you start going up in joules, in power, you increase the possibility for lethality. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, okay? To be lethal, all right? Now, I have the same less lethals I have that I've had since my videos. Okay, a lot of you have seen these. The only one that's not on the table here is my Burna Mission 4. Okay, because that takes a 90 gram CO2, and I don't feel like, I'm gonna be honest with you, using one of my 90 gram CO2s just to do 3 or 4 shots. What I'm saying here, I wanted to show these and maybe do a brief demonstration to show somewhat of the power of these here. Now, right here is my Burna HD that I've had from the very beginning. Did a video on this that went supernova and people started buying it, okay? Now this has the 12 gram CO2 adapter. So the power level on this Burna here, and it has a 5-round mag, has a safety, has a indicator here to let you know that there is one in the chamber, but it doesn't fire until you pull the trigger, okay? And that's whether it's in safety, you pull the trigger, you pierce the CO2, put the safety up, you can fire it, or just fire it with the safety off and it will fire, okay? This has about, with the 12 gram adapter, maybe about 11 joules, okay? That's enough to do some serious damage, to cause some serious bruising, okay? Let's put that down. Now this right here is my, oh, I'm a little tired. Okay, let's try that again. This right here is my shotgun version. This is the T4E HDs, okay, by Umarex. What this is basically is almost like a shotgun, okay, except I'm going to pop it up here. It fires, both of these, all of these fire 0.68 gram projectiles, okay? So as you see here, I got 2 projectiles in there. You close that up, you pop it here, the indicator comes up, it shows red, it shows that it's charged. You can either fire both barrels at once by putting the indicator here, going straight forward. If you turn it to the left, it's going to fire the left barrel. Turn it to the right, fires the right barrel. I don't like firing both barrels because you lose power, because it works on a 12 gram CO2, the same as all of these, okay? But when you fire one barrel at a time, that's getting more CO2 going to whatever barrel you're firing. This right here has 20 joules of power. So that's quite a jump from my Burna HD. 20 grams, let's try again, not grams. 20 joules of power is a lot. That's seriously, that'll cause some bruising, might even break the skin, okay? We're gonna put that down. That's got a lot of power, okay? Now this right here is my Umarex, let's try that again. This is my HDE, and this is, let's try again. This is my Umarex T4E HDR revolver here. Okay, I'm hoping I'm getting all those letters right. But anyway, this is made by Umarex. This right here has a power kit in it that boosts the power up to 30 joules. Now that's a lot of power to have in a pistol, okay? Not a rifle, but a pistol. Now that's got a pretty long barrel. I think it's about a 6 or 8 inch barrel. This right here is the most powerful less lethal that I have. Now, I call it a less lethal because it's not going to have the penetration that a firearm would. Now, that doesn't mean that this doesn't have the potential to be lethal, okay? Because we're talking 20 joules. This could definitely break the skin, okay? Now, is it going to cause massive penetration? Probably not, but a hit in the right spot with this, and maybe the head, definitely could end up in termination, okay? So I treat all of these with the same respect that I would any weapon, that I would a firearm, okay? I'm using these only if my life is in danger, or let's say my loved ones, okay? And I have a threat. Now, the reason why I have my less lethals is because not every threat requires a lethal response, okay? That's why police use less lethals. That's why I use less lethals. But again, between the shotgun here version of my less lethal and my revolver, those have a lot more power than my Burna HD, okay? Now, we're going to do a test. Not very scientific. I'm just going to fire 2 shots from each, okay? Just to kind of, we're going to talk about just how powerful these are. And what I'm going to use for this test, like I said, not scientific, okay? This is a kitty litter container, okay? It is plastic, okay? But that's going to be a lot more, let's say, resilient than skin, okay? I've got one set up down here. We're going to take a couple of shots with the Burna, a couple of shots with the HDs, and a couple of shots with the HDR, okay? Just to see what kind of results we're going to get, okay? Hope I'm getting all these names right. It's been a minute. So, let's put on my glasses. Okay, now, we're going to put on the safety glasses. We're going to go with the Burna first, okay? I've got the safety on. Make sure I got the safety on. There we go. Safety's on. Okay. Going to puncture the CO2, pointing it in a safe direction. I've got barrier set up in front of me. CO2 is punctured, should be punctured. Putting it in fire. Going to put on my safety glasses just in case there's a ricochet. And we're going to fire 2 shots, starting now. Again, ricochet. All right. Now, as you heard, that's hitting really hard, okay? Let's take a look at this now. As you see, almost penetrated right there. And the same with right here. It's got a pretty, no, right here. Let's try that. Let's take this off. There we go. Those are some pretty hard hits. So if that was to hit a person, let's say you had to use it in self-defense, that's going to hurt. That could definitely be a deterrence, okay? So let's put that down, all right? So we know that the Burna HD, and this is not even the LE that they have out now that is rocking 15 joules, okay? This only has 11 joules and it's doing that kind of damage. Let's see what the shotgun can do, okay? Let's put another one of my demonstration containers here. We'll put that right there. All right. Now, like I said, everybody's talking about they want more power. They want to be, the only thing I can say is they want them to be more lethal. Now, I have right in here now aluminum rounds, okay? But to make this fair, because this right here, the Burna HD, I have the jawbreaker rounds. We're going to take the aluminum rounds out, and we're going to put some jawbreaker rounds in, take some shots at this container, and see what kind of damage we do. Now, let me grab something to push that out real quick. I think this will work. It's an old arrow that I had. I'll pop that open. There we go. Push those aluminum rounds out. Those aluminum rounds are not cheap, okay? I'll push those out. Put that down there. And here's my jawbreaker rounds. We're going to grab 2. Putting those in now. Going to close it up. It's that simple. Now to charge this, again, tap the back. My indicator light comes up. It's charged. It's good to go. Putting back on the safety rounds, because as you saw with the Burna HD, I got some ricochets going. So let's see how 20 joules does compared to 11 joules or 12 joules with the Burna HD. All right. here we go with the shotgun here. Again, this has 20 joules. Put it on the left barrel first. That's one shot. Putting it on the right barrel. That bad boy's got some power. Okay? Now, let's take a look and see how that did. Well, I'll tell you right now, that's going right through that plastic. Now, you might say that's just plastic or what have you, but you have to think about if this was skin, okay? And let's look at the back. It didn't go quite through, but you can see here, we've almost got some exit holes here. 20 joules is rocking a lot of power. That, with a shot to the head or what have you, could cause some serious damage, could actually be lethal, okay? Let's put that down. So that is what 20 joules is doing out of my Umarex T4E HDs shotgun. Again, right through. Now again, you might think, again, we're only using plastic. This is true. Now this right here, we're going to do one more, okay? You know what? Yep, we're going to do this one, okay? Let's put this here, and let's see what happens when you're talking about 30 joules, okay? Now, 30 joules is a nice little jump from 12 or 11 joules from the Burna to the shotgun, which is 20 joules. Now we're talking 30 joules, okay? We're going to open this up. We have a little, there we go here. We open that up. We take the magazine out. It's a 5-shot magazine. Going to get 5 rounds, even though I'm only going to use 2. I'm going to fill this bad boy up. All right. Filling it up here. Let's put it back in. Okay, there we go. Okay, we got it. Now this right here, again, we're talking 30 joules. Big jump from the other one, okay? Now it's not going to even have, let's say, the penetration that a 22 caliber bullet would, and definitely not the penetration that my 9mm will. But let's see what kind of damage this is going to do. Again, this is not scientific. This is just my little demonstration, okay? Just trying to prove a point. Okay. Now, this one has already been charged. Indicator light is on. Now, the deal with this, because this one is using so much CO2, I've only been able to get 1 full magazine with this. That's how much power this is kicking out. And these are 12-gram CO2s that I'm using, like in these. So again, using a lot more power. You get only 5 shots. But after this, you're going to see why 5 shots may be more than enough to deter or maybe even put down a threat. Okay. Putting on the safety glasses. This has no safety. All right, here we go. 2 shots. Let's do another one, third one. Okay. We're going to put that down. I'm going to tell you now, that's loud. That is the loudest out of all of my less lethal. And it is kicking out some serious power. Okay? Let's see how this went. Put the safety glasses down. I didn't mean to throw them down there, but let's try that again. There you go. Stay up there. Now, I knew definitely it was going to go through. It is going through. Hit 3 shots. For some reason, the second shot isn't as powerful as the first and third one. Not sure why that is, but anyway. So again, went through, no problem. Went through it like butter. Okay. Didn't have some exit holes. But again, still, not bad power. But comparing that to the, let me see, the one that's got 20 joules. think the one that had 20 joules was actually had some almost some exit holes. So anyway, but again, that is a lot of power. And if you got hit with that, we're talking about bare skin, that's going to hurt. Let's put this down and let's talk. Now, I said all that to say this, let's say. How much power are you really looking for when you're talking about less lethal? Because to me, the Burna, and this is one of the earliest model Burnas that came out. Let me give you a good look at this. This is the HD. This is one of the original Burnas that came out. I've been carrying this for years now, okay? And I feel when I'm looking for something to carry that I can't carry my firearm, and I'm looking to carry like on my person, this bad boy works just fine for me, because I know in a jam, if I have good shot placement, I could definitely deter a threat, okay? No problem. And this has been 100% reliable for me. No issues whatsoever, okay? Now, in my car, if I'm carrying in my car and I want something that's closer to a firearm, I carry this right here because I know this has lots of power. Granted, I've only got 5 shots for the most part, but again, those 5 shots are hitting really hard, very accurate for what it is. And again, we're talking 30 joules compared to 11 or 12 joules. Lots of power. Another gun I like to, well, not gun, let's try it again. Less lethal that I like to carry is this right here. I like this because it's basic, it's simple to use, easy to load. You got 2 shots, fire the one left barrel, fire the second one, right barrel. If you need to reload, you can do really quick reloads, put them back in, and you're ready to go. And this right here looks really intimidating. If somebody saw this at night, they probably wouldn't even know that this isn't real. That right there could be a deterrent, okay? Because nobody wants extra holes in them, even bad guys, okay? So again, when you're talking less lethal, I'll get that later. How much power do you really need? Especially if you're talking less lethal. Now, again, as I said earlier, if you're looking for something that's going to have more power and you can't own a firearm, like my 9mm here, or even a 22, and you think you need more power, then I can understand wanting to go with the so-called less lethal that had more power, whether it's, let's say, 20 joules, 30, 40, or 50 joules, I get it. But if you're looking for something, like I said, just that's less lethal, okay, and you're not trying to terminate the person, because in my own personal opinion, this right here, if I'm rocking aluminum rounds in it, these are .68 caliber rounds. If I'm rocking these in it, you do a headshot with this, that could definitely mortally wound somebody, whether I'm using the revolver here or whether I'm using the shotgun. And as I said, you have to be responsible. You are responsible for every round you pull the trigger on, whether it's my firearm here, okay, which I want to talk about later. I got a great deal on this, okay? All right, let's put that back in the holster. Or whether you're using a less lethal, because if you use a less lethal against somebody where it doesn't require a self-defense response to what they're doing, you could be in a lot of trouble. And especially if you use something with power like these two right here, okay? Because if it resulted in termination, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm just going to say you could be in some serious trouble, okay? Now, I don't mind having these here with the power output that they have, because I'm going to treat them the same way I would my firearm. Now, this right here, this is going to be more like, I don't really want to say pepper spray, because this right here hits really hard, okay? Pepper spray with a really big impact, okay? And this will actually shoot pepper rounds the same as the other two, which is another good option. But again, that is a lot less lethal. It's going to leave a mark. It's going to hurt like hell, but it's probably not going to terminate you. These two get hit in the head, hit in the throat. That could be a possibility. Even with the Burna HD, hit a person in the throat, let's say if it's swole up, there is a possibility that that could end in termination. So again, you got to really be responsible when you're using these. The same as if you're using a firearm. The same as if you're using pepper spray. If you use pepper spray and you spray somebody, and let's say it's not warranted, and let's say they have a reaction to it, let's say their throat closes up, and that causes termination, my brothers, my sisters, you could be in some serious legal ramifications, okay? You could be in some serious trouble. You could be looking at time. So again, be responsible, okay? And consider what your needs are when it comes to self-defense. Anyway, this is Red Zone 101. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me as long as you did. Like I said, it's been a minute since I've made a video. It's been a couple of minutes. Like I said, life just happens and just been busy. Anyway, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Hopefully this was helpful, and hopefully it's given you something seriously to think about. Anyway, again, thanks for watching. God bless and peace whenever possible. Take care, people. One other thing, pray for this country. We're going through a serious rough time right now. Kind of really concerned with the direction it's headed in. So keep our leaders, whether you agree with them or not, in your prayers that they do what's right, not only for the upper class, but for the people, okay? For the poor, for the middle class, for the people that are, you get what I'm saying, okay? Anyway, thanks for watching, people. Take care.